All right, we do have some breaking news for you. As expected, the House has now passed the bill, the historic government shutdown that has lasted for 43 days. Is now one step closer to being over. This bill will now go to President Trump's desk. He has indicated he will sign it. In fact, he has scheduled a signing of this bill for 6:45 our time. Once he does that, this government shutdown will come to an end. This did pass along partisan lines as expected, 222 to 209. A slight majority that the Republicans have in the House did get this over the finish line there, but it was not a day of unity. Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries says the fight is not over, saying we are just getting started. So we do expect some of the arguments over this bill and what was not achieved in this bill to continue to be an issue as both parties talk about specifically Affordable Care Act subsidies. I believe that we have Congresswoman Lateefah Simon with us to talk about this vote and really kind of what happens next. Joining us now to discuss this vote and really what wasn't accomplished with this vote. Congresswoman Simon, thanks so much for joining us.
Of course, thanks for having me.
You know, there's two parts to this. Relief that the shutdown is over. But you have said that this has passed, and I'm quoting you, at the expense of dignity, justice, and the people we were elected to serve. How do you feel right now with the shutdown one step closer to being done?
Well, listen, it pains me that for almost 2 months, the American people have been left in the gap. And frankly, you know, since the beginning of this presidency, the American people have been under an assault. What the House Democrats have been working for day and night during this shutdown, and frankly, since the beginning of this presidency, is to ensure that the American people were supported, particularly those who deserve basic entitlements, which what we believe are health care, Social Security, access to food. In this big, ugly bill, there was a huge attack on our American healthcare infrastructure. Over 17 million people will go without medical insurance as a result of what happened today, but we're not done fighting.
But
we lose the war.
I guess the question is, Congresswoman Simon, is that people have heard that argument over 43 days and have suffered through a lot over 43 days. And on last Tuesday, we're thinking, okay, you guys were making progress on your side. And if they were supporting that, they're trying to figure out why they suffered through 43 days because their Affordable Care Act subsidies are still going to go away.
Well, this is what we were fighting for. This is what we are fighting for. And even tonight on the floor, I'm down in my office. I just left the floor. The leader of the Democratic Party, the House Dems, he was very clear. We have asked for an extension, fought for an extension for these ADA subsidies, right? For the ACA subsidies, so that Americans can have some relief. And the Democrats, House Democrats, and the Senate haven't been successful. That's not because we have not tried and fought, but I guarantee you this. Tomorrow we'll start the fight over again because folks in my district, tens of thousands of folks in my district have gotten letters in their mailbox, and Americans throughout every state in this country have gotten letters that their premiums are going to triple because of what happened not only on the floor tonight, but what's happened since January 20th. It can't be over. And those folks who have suffered, I'm literally proximate to tens of thousands of folks. Our office has talked to thousands of folks who have suffered through this shutdown. And in my district, the resounding voice was continue to fight for us, our Social Security workers, our TSA workers, our federal workers, because they know what is hanging in the balance. The administration is literally choosing between feeding hungry children, ensuring low-income, sick families, and elderly folks, and giving tax breaks to millionaires and billionaires. And we know where we stand. California's 12th district has resoundingly pushed me to vote my conscience, and that's what we did tonight.
But you voted no. Did you want this government shutdown to continue, and for how long would you have been comfortable with it continuing?
Well, frankly, I wasn't comfortable on day one. If the Republicans were willing to negotiate we would have never went into a shutdown in the first place. I want folks to understand the big, beautiful bill was 1,000 pages laced with the betrayal on the American people, taking, again, billions and billions of dollars from the most I believe, folks who are suffering the most in this country and giving those tax breaks to folks who didn't need them. And our line was healthcare, which is the floor. There's so many other issues that we will continue to fight on, but we're not going to leave folks without health insurance out of the battle. They didn't want to negotiate. They did not want to negotiate.
So I guess the question is, I'm sorry to interrupt you, is what is going to change, Congresswoman Simon, between now and between then and between the end of January? I mean, I guess people are wondering, is the Democratic Party fractured? Is the leadership going to change? And what is going to change between now and January 30th when we could find ourselves in the same position again?
You know what's going to change? It's the tens of millions of people who are, as of January 1st, going to have to pay triple of what they're paying now for their medical insurance, and they will have an easy party to point to. Folks are rising up and deciding to move differently. We will win this battle. We will win this battle, and I do think leadership is important. I am a new member of Congress, and every single day that I'm on that floor, I am voting the conscience. My office has never closed during this shutdown. We have been open and working, and what I want to say for every single House Democrat on that floor, I know what I'm going to do. And I'm going to keep fighting. And I'm going to ensure that folks in my district have access to support service. They have access to veterans benefits. They have access to Social Security. And we're working with immigrant families to make sure that they're able to go through a process that is due them. So again, me being here as one of many, I'm hoping to step up as much as I can to answer those questions. It has been frustrating. There has been a lot of pain. But again, we lost this war. We lost this fight, but we didn't lose the war. I'm going to be at work every single day with my colleagues pushing forward.
Is there new leadership? Is there new leadership that's needed?
I mean, I'm here and I'm fighting every single day as somebody who's been working on the ground for 30 years. So again, we'll see where we go. But where I'm voting. I'm voting absolutely no on every Republican scam that comes in front of my desk.
Well, a lot of people will be watching very closely. Congresswoman Simon, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
And we'll be right back.